Ladies and gentlemen, the unusual artistry of Sid Croft.
Hi. Another beautiful, beautiful day wherever you are. And you know what? Let's look forward. It's 2 weeks now, the new year. And I want to share something with every single person out there. This new year is, God, and I've celebrated a lot of New Years. But this one, 2022. So, 2, 2, and 2 is 6. And I want you to know, 6 has always been my lucky number. I was really, really young when I chose that number. And it's a real, real strong number. And guess what? I'd love for you to share it with me. Okay, 26. 26 years ago, here we go, another 6. 26 years ago, I was working on a project, and it was a real cool one. And I knew I needed the best director out there. So, in knowing me, I always reach for the stars, and the only director that I really wanted to contact and tell this property that I was working on all about what it was, and I knew that he'd be, wow, what about that? My phone. And I knew he'd be really, really interested, in this property. And like I said, I always reach for the stars. I apologize for the phone ringing. That is so bizarre. I don't even know anybody, as I always tell you. Okay, so anyway, for me, there was only one director that I really never met before, and it was Kenny Ortega. And I knew he lived in Los Angeles, and also I knew that he just finished doing the opening and closing ceremonies for the Olympics in Atlanta. And so I called him. Someone gave me his number. And that day, he came over, and we sat in, I have a hut in one of the gardens, and we sat in the hut, and I honestly don't remember that we even talked about why I had him come over, because the minute we met, we hit it. It was like we knew each other for many, many years, and we talked about life, and it was awesome. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the legend, Kenny Ortega. I can't wait to see you again, Kenny. Like I said today, we're going to talk about, it's going to be a little different kind of a show too. We're going to talk about life and friendship. Kenny, there you are.
Can you
Kenny,
see me, Sid?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can see you. Yes. Hey, Kenny, thank you. Thank you so much. Can you see me? Where are you? You froze.
It's his Wi-Fi. It's okay.
Oh, is it?
Once he gets situated, it'll be fine.
I got to tell everybody, it's exactly 1 year ago. I've only been on a little over a year. And I got to tell you something about Kenny. We, like I said, we hit it off immediately. And we became friends. And we are still not only friends, Kenny Ortega is my best friend. And where are you, Kenny? You left me.
It's his Wi-Fi. It's okay.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess I just have to keep talking, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got to tell you, are we reaching out to him? Who called? Was that Kenny?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Okay. Gee, the last time he came on, I know some people really have a problem. And all you have to do, Kelly, is just hit a button, right?
Kind of.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it complicated?
A little bit. It can be.
Because I haven't been live on other people's shows, or have we?
Yes.
Yeah, we've done a couple. We have. Okay.
Yay!
Kenny! Okay, Kenny. Why is he frozen again?
It's Wi-Fi. Just give him a minute. There we go.
Okay, there we go. Kenny, are you showing
I'm
off
having
your-
to try to find.
Are you showing us your beautiful home? There, you're frozen again.
He's got to get a good spot where his phone will connect.
I mean, last time I remember he was in his office, and it really worked out great. You're frozen again, Kenny.
It's okay. He knows.
Yeah?
Yeah, here, hold on.
Okay. I guess I have to keep talking. Or,
Yes.
yeah. We've got a huge audience out there, and I know that Kenny Ortega is so loved by the industry. And can you believe Kenny Ortega has 1 million followers?
There he is.
Kenny, why are you frozen again?
I don't know what's
There
happening,
you are.
Sid. It could be internet on my end. I don't know.
Oh,
That's
no,
okay.
don't move.
move.
Don't move. No, there he's frozen again.
It's okay.
Wow.
We just got to get it where we can hear him. That's all.
Okay, you know what I love about Kenny Ortega? You know, oh my God, like we're so alike. Kenny, can you hear me?
No, he can't. Here, hold on. Let's play this game. Hold on.
Okay. This is show business.
Right? As some people will say, hell's a poppin'.
That was a show on Broadway.
Was it?
In the late 90s, it was called Hell's a Poppin'. In the late 90s? No, what am I talking
Way
about?
before the
No,
90s.
it was...
There
okay.
you go.
Kenny, don't move.
I'm standing in the middle of my hallway.
Oh, well, then just stop. Don't keep walking. Kenny.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay,
Hello,
don't
hello.
move. Don't move. Guess what?
What?
We saw your entire house. It's really beautiful. I always love to come and visit you.
You're cutting out.
There you go.
Sid.
You're frozen again.
Oh, he's there, though. He's okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Kenny,
Yeah,
can you hear me?
You're cutting.
His hallway seems to be the best place for it.
Okay. Kenny.
He can't hear you. Hold on.
He can?
No.
Okay. Wow. What do I do?
You're gonna tap dance. Is what
I'm
you're
going
do.
to tap dance?
Yeah, you'll have to tell me all about cotillion or something.
No, I got to tell you, wow, I'm really thrown for a moment. But here we go. Kenny.
Hold on. Let him connect.
Okay. Kenny, you're frozen again.
Oh!
Don't move.
Okay, I didn't move before, Sid, and then I lost you again.
No, you lost me again. Yeah. Again. Okay. Kenny.
He's not gonna be able to hear you.
He can't hear me?
No. While he's
Okay.
spinning.
Wow. This was like a really important show because we talk a lot, a couple of times a week, and very little about show business, just, friendship and and life. And, you know, it's like we both, you know, I started to say what I love about Kenny. You know, we both have been climbing the ladder
And
of
there you
life.
are. Hold on.
Kenny, now are you there? Well, Kenny smiles a lot.
There he is.
There he is. Wow, what a beautiful garden, Kenny. But you're frozen again. What should we do?
Hold on a second.
Internet problems until now. I don't know what this
Kelly,
could be.
you're okay. Yeah, I do. Just don't move. Kenny,
Freeze.
can you hear me? Oh, you didn't rehearse with him today, did you?
Yeah,
You did rehearse, yeah. Okay. You know, we all dream of being a star, and every one of us out there, we're all stars, you know, and I love, my whole life has been so simple, and I try to make it as simple as possible. And I've talked to you about this before. There's one thing that I learned, and in living in Maui for 8 years, I lived there, not permanently. I would just go there when I could. We had a house in Maui, and I learned something just so amazing. Always go left, you know. And I've told you that before. And my whole career, I've done that. Where there you are, Kenny. You're in another spot now.
See, it says there you are, and then I freeze. Yeah, I don't know
Okay,
what to do here.
You're doing fine. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay. So anyway, I've known Kenny for 26 years, and wow, it's an incredible friendship. And okay, I'm going to tell you a story while we wait to see. Should you get him on the phone, Kelly, or what do you think? And just keep talking. There you go. Kenny,
Yeah.
now that's the spot. I love the background. Okay, Kenny, you're not the first person. You know, we've been on a little over a year, almost a year and a half.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years?
Yeah.
Wow, when you're having a good time. Oh, 2 years. You know how fast that goes? Remember the old movies when they used to flip the calendar? When they moved with time? I'm sure you've done that in many of your movies. And
Happy New Year, my friend. Happy New Year. I love you, and I'm glad that we're finally able to connect here. And you look great there, Sid, with those beautiful orchids all around you and the light.
Well, because I wanted today to be the brightest day, and I knew my best friend was coming on, and you know, and just I love to lift people that I come in contact with, you know, and be as positive as I can. You know, that's the most important thing I have learned. You know, I was going to start to tell a story. A huge star that we both know came to my house for the very first time, and it was pouring rain. I just met him. I invited him for dinner to my house, and uh, he wanted to bring his driver in, and I said, "Well, if the driver hasn't eaten, you know, I have food for him, but I would just like to spend a one-on-one with you for a little while because we've never met before." So he came into my house and we looked over the whole city. And as you know, my house is all glass, but you could see, even though it was pouring rain, you could just see the whole city lit up and sparkling because of the rain. And I said to him, you know, this is the first thing that I said to him. I said, you know, I have learned something in my journey of life, that whatever is out there, you can touch or it wouldn't be there. And he looked at me, and he said, that was really interesting, but tell me more. What does it mean? I said, you know, uh, that if you have a question about anything, you must ask a person who has had the experience. Don't ask somebody that doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. And you want to hear their experience, and that will help you solve any problem that you have. And he loved, what I said to him, and he brought it up many, many times when we were together. He said, I've always thought about what you said, and it was much deeper than what I'm saying, because, come on, this is your show, Kenny, and we want to hear from Kenny Ortega,
Well, Sid, let me say this. First of all, that sounds like my story, but I'm sure there were many people that have come into your home that I can tell you the illumination that I left with the very first day that I met you was one of the most incomparable experiences that I've ever had. Meeting someone for the very first time, and within minutes of having met you, feeling this profound change that was taking place because I was in your home and in your space. I just want to say quickly, though, there are a whole bunch of people out there, Sid, that you probably haven't met that are joining us today, that I just want to welcome: family, friends, fans. I know Tony Basil's out there. Darren Romeo's
Tony.
out there today.
Yeah, I love her.
My sister's out there. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This man here is a legend and truly one of my great mentors and dearest friends, and I'm happy to share in this time with you, Sid, and to have folks following us. There's a million questions and things flying up.
We're going to take care of that. But I must say, in what you just said, my hat is just going to fly off because my head is getting so big, and thank you for all those compliments. We always love to hear, nice things about ourselves. And everybody out there, what do we need right now? We need a big hug. And please, Kenny Ortega and myself, we're sending you the biggest hug on the planet, and hopefully we're going into a year, we're going to straighten all this craziness out. I've been around, and I keep telling everybody, since Lincoln was the president. And so, I've gone through a lot of stuff.
We both have.
Yeah. Well, but you're just a baby compared to me. Give me a break,
We all need a friend like you. No, but we do. We all need a friend like you, Sid. And I hope that
so much.
Those folks out there that are watching do have those kinds of friendships in their life. Earlier in my career, I was going through some hard times. And I came to Sid. I think it was after the '96 Olympics. Is that right, Sid? When I came to you,
yes, it was.
I wasn't even sure what was going to be next in my life, and I was kind of lost and afraid, and not certain, what my next steps or what path I was going to be taking next. And what you shared with me that day, not only changed my life, but it's something that I continually go back on. And when I find myself starting to stray and to move into that place of uncertainty, insecurity, fear, I just remember spending that day with you and what I walked out of your home with, the information that you shared with me. And it always lifts my spirit and always puts me on the right track and always refocuses me. And I am so grateful, deeply,
Well,
that you are
thank
my
you so
friend.
much.
Thank you.
Kenny, I want to add to that. Life is not, and it never has been for me. I'm giving you my experiences again. You know, a fluffy cloud. People think, oh, all these successful things and you live in a beautiful home. It's not like that at all. And you want to know something? What we think is bad, this is what I have learned. When we get warm inside, and that plugs that is trailing our backside, that gets plugged into the wall, and we get all crazed, that's a good thing, because you learn from rejection, you learn from all those things, and it makes you stronger, and it
Yeah.
makes you think, now wait a minute,
Yeah.
I can solve this problem.
Let me tell you, Sid, this morning I was thinking, about going live with you. And I suddenly started to think about your childhood and my childhood and all the stories that you've shared with me about yours and the stories that I've shared with you about mine. And I know this to be true for both of us, that when we were kids, it was rough. When we were kids, it was tough. And not only were we out there struggling or paying our dues, to reach our dreams, our goals, but we were also helping take care of our families at the same
That's
time.
right.
And that, those times for me were often dark and frightening, scary, uncertain, as I just said. And when I look back now at my life and I look at those sort of moments of struggle and moments where I was bobbing and weaving and trying to move forward with my life, had it not been that way, had I not had that beginning, I don't know that I would have what I have today.
That's right.
And so we cannot get lost. We cannot get lost.
No.
For you young people out there, and just to remind everybody, really, that where we are sometimes can be troubling, but it is not where we will always be, and we have to never forget that, and that that it's an adventure, and it's a journey.
Kenny, can I add something?
Sure.
Yeah. There's so many people out there, and what you just talked about, that don't remember where they came from and who the hell got them there. That's important too. The people that have supported us, the people, we both came from very poor families, and our goal was to support them. Most of my life I lived in the crappiest hotels. I ate at the automat. Remember the automat in New York, that you put a quarter in the wall and you open up the glass and you get a sandwich for a quarter, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and a Coke or whatever with it, and that's the most important part of my life, my youth. I lived like that. This house is my first house. 50 years I've been here. Before that, I lived in a house off of Hollywood Boulevard for 12 years, when we did all of our Huff and Stuff and the Bugaloos, for $75 a month. That's what I paid there, and I wanted to buy that house, and that's a whole other story. And that went south.
I remember paying $75 a month for an apartment and not knowing if I was going to have the money to pay for the next month.
To pay the 75.
Let's check. Kelly, do you have any folks out there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, we have a question that's kind of a mutation of a whole bunch of questions we've gotten. People always ask, especially to you two guys, what is it that you're looking for when you're trying to get somebody a character for one of your shows? However, the other side of that is, what is something that you could say to the people who do not get those parts? What do you say to that person who goes out for a role and is not chosen? How do you keep going?
Kenny can answer that, and
Well,
I will too.
yeah, I mean, I think I know a lot of young actors that I've selected that were going through a tremendous uh, difficult times getting work. I mean, Zac Efron, for example, was just about ready to give up acting and to just focus on school, and because he was traveling with his mother when he would come into audition in Hollywood, over an hour and sometimes 2 hours back where they lived, and that he wasn't landing. He wasn't landing. And suddenly this kid came into my life and into my room, and after weeks of auditions and placing him with different actors, I offered him this role at a time where he was almost ready to give up acting. Another actor like that, for those of you that know my Descendants franchise, Mitchell Hope, was seconds away from walking away from acting because he wasn't landing. He wasn't landing. I'll tell you, though, why I selected these guys and why they landed for me. And I feel it's because they had a great sense of self, and when they walked in the room, I felt like that they weren't putting on anything, that they really were revealing something about their true selves and their true nature that excited me. And then when I worked with them, I didn't feel that either of their auditions were necessarily perfect, but I saw this promise, and I saw this energy and this enthusiasm and this desire that was burning. And I thought, I want to work with people like that. I want to put my faith in that promise. I believe that something really great can come from this. And so I think, it's loving yourself and having a good sense of yourself, and not quitting,
No, you can't.
and doing the work, get better. My dad used to say to me when I'd come back crying because I didn't get an audition, he'd say, stop crying, work harder, get better, and one day you won't be denied.
That's right. And you know what? When I'm in the world of doing my act. I went to Europe all through the 50s. I came back just like what you said after the Olympics. I couldn't get a job. And I almost hung it up. And because I wanted to live in a nice house, and you're going to laugh when I tell you what I wanted to do. I was going to be a butler. I thought I'd be a good butler, in somebody's beautiful home. I could get to live, in their little guest house or whatever, and take care of whoever. But then Judy Garland, that job
Hey.
came, and
Woo.
wow, everything exploded after that. So, what you just said, Kenny, we have to believe in everything, in ourselves. It's so important, and you just have to stay focused.
Yeah, well, you have to
Focus
do the
is
work. Tony Basil's out there. I mean, I've never known any dancer, choreographer, actress, performer that has worked harder
that's right.
to become the legend that she has. That woman still, she's, in her 70s, is still taking class every day, working out every day, constantly working to grow and to be more than she was the day before. And I think that it's not only embracing yourself and knowing who you are and walking in with a self, with confidence, but it's also, you've got to be willing to do the work. It's a
That's
competitive
right.
world out there. You
Okay,
need to study. You need to do the work. Let's get more questions.
Yeah.
What else is out there?
Absolutely. So, let's see. Lots of people want to know, what made you decide to become a musical director?
Me. Well, music has always been a big part of my life. My mom and dad loved music. They met dancing. Music was always, we had a record player, and the one thing that we had was records, and we played music, and And where I lived, there was music wafting over the fences, and there was R&B, and there was salsa, and there was pop music and radio, and I just always loved music, and always wanted to be a part of it. Dance came later, acting came later, and all the other things came later. The first thing that was there for me was music.
Great. Wow. Well, the first thing that came to me is to play with dolls, because I was a puppeteer, and I was self-taught, and and when I asked for my first puppet, my dad said to me, "You're a boy and you want a doll? No way," But he called it a dolly, a dolly. And then when I did, and that always rang in my head, and I sold Christmas cards on my own, and I saved up and got my first puppet, $3.95. But years later, I did a command performance for the Queen, and she came backstage. There were 100 performers in that show. It was a 5-hour show. I did 2 minutes. When she got to me, she said, "That those were really cute little dollies," and I almost gave her the finger. Because I heard my dad's, voice. Yeah. So anyway.
I used to take my sister's dolls and dance them. I would choreograph, I would hold them and I would leap across the room and whirl them and throw them. And no, I did. I think my first choreography was with my sister's dolls.
Have you seen a doctor about that?
There's so much love coming at us, Kelly. I can see it.
Oh my God!
So much love, and I just want to say, love back, and thank you all for being here and for responding and for interacting with us. And what existing musical movie would you want to work on the reboot? Hair.
Ooh, that's a good one.
The musical Hair. I was in the musical Hair when I was 18 years old. It was one of the most outstanding experiences, still to this day, of my entire life. And I think what Hair represents as a musical is so much more than just entertainment. It was so much about the times, the struggle, and I feel that today we're still kind of living in that same kind of space where we're struggling with all kinds of things. Black Lives Matter, Me Too, civil rights, and the so much. And I think Hair could be an incredible revival. It could be a really special revival. What musical would you do again? What would you do over?
What are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Before my musical, what I would do over, I just want to ask you one question about Hair. Did you have to get naked in the closing of the first act?
I didn't have to, and it wasn't about that.
Okay. I don't know. The movie that I wanted to do over, and I approached MGM about it when Kerkorian owned MGM, was The Wizard of Oz, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it black. And then a year later, there was a Broadway show called The Wiz. And that's the way I saw, it, how it could be done. And,
And next year we're gonna get Wicked. Next year we're gonna get the movie musical of Wicked. Did you hear that there are 2 films in development right now? One about Fred Astaire and one about Gene Kelly.
Wow!
Two bios of the 2
cool.
great dancing legends, of our generations.
I should learn how to dance so they can do one on me. And Kenny. Could you choreograph that?
Yeah, I'll choreograph your musical. Sid, the musical.
Sid, the musical.
Lots of dancing dolls.
Oh, we have this conversation, Sid and I, often, where we always ask, like, who would play Sid? And I think Timothy Chalamet would do great as a young Sid. Who do you think you would pick to play a young Sid?
Cast him, Kelly, and call me. I'm in.
Right?
Oh, how cool!
And then
Wow.
what about
I do.
Leonardo DiCaprio as Sid grown up?
Actually, that would be a great Sid grown up.
Yeah.
Because I have a hell of a story. Can you imagine? Vaudeville, burlesque, a circus, ice, you know, television.
We know.
You
We
know,
know. Yeah. I
wow.
mean, yeah. I traveled on buses. You traveled in train cars.
Yeah, on the upper berth, I didn't even have a window. They told me I'm going to see the country. I saw nothing, nothing,
Yeah.
nothing.
Hey, Kelly, a whole bunch of folks out there. I did a television series called Julie and the Phantoms. Thank you, Sid, for watching it, and I know you're a fan.
Oh, I love.
And it got canceled. We're not getting picked up by Netflix for next season. And there are a lot of kids out there that I saw in Paris, that I met at the Dream It Con in Paris, and that have been writing me on my Instagram, and they're asking, what about Julie? And all I can say first, for just thank you all so much for finding us, for supporting us, for loving us, and you never know. You never know what tomorrow may bring. Will there be an afterlife? I don't know at this time, but it was one of the most enjoyable projects that I've worked on in my entire career. I loved every minute of it and all the people that I worked with, and keep our fingers crossed maybe that there still could be a future for it in some way, shape, or form.
Kenny, I did tell you that they should turn it around, give it back to you, and it can be on some. There's 150 places for it, and it happens all the time, and it's such a great property.
Now, you called me the other day. You knew that I was feeling down and grieving and you reminded me. You were just like, hey, wake up. We've been here before, we have to move through ups and downs and bob and weave, and that there's no clear path, and everything doesn't always work out the way that you hope it does, and you can't give up hope, and you have to keep your imagination alive and keep your spirit positive. So anyway, I'm feeling good. Thank you for that, Sid.
And you want to know something? Thank you, because when I was a kid, and I know we've talked about this before, our parents used to say, don't jump, you'll get hurt. But I did. I jumped. Not that I was misbehaving, but I knew, it's people say, that can't be done. I'm dealing with that right now with artists. No, it's impossible. I've heard it so many times, and so have you, but we won't let go of a creative idea. It can be done, and it will be done. Trust me. I'll show you. Right?
Hi, Hope 24/7, Sarah. Hi, Darren Romeo. Great singing magician, amazing magician. You know Darren, right, Sid?
Of course I do. Hi.
Yeah,
wow.
Siegfried and Roy's protege, and
that's right.
He's in New York right now, and sending you my love and best wishes. Happy New Year, Darren. And Tony Basil, have already off to a great start for 2022. Can't wait to see what you're going to be producing this year, Tony. So many people with writing. This is fantastic. I wish we could. Yeah.
Quick question for you. So this has come up a couple times in the question thread on our back end. They're asking, in this time now of social media, do you think it's a necessity to move to LA to become an actor or an actress or a director, etc.?
No. I think good work is what's, good work. And that can come out of any culture, any place, town, city, state, country. No, it's just really about the work, and social media is a wonderful way of you being able to spread that, share that work, and to get it recognized. Look at how many artists have come out of social media and now have brilliant careers. It's amazing. So my answer to that would be absolutely not. That there are many ways to be creative, to become educated, and to produce good creative work from any number of places. What do you think, Sid?
Oh, you know what? And I said this to you the other day, and I'd like to say this to everybody else out there watching. You are the most important person on the planet because it's your life. And don't ever let anyone say to you, well, I don't know. If you believe in something, which Kenny Ortega and myself, when we believe in something, no, we don't want to hear that. They didn't have that experience. They're just saying that because they want you to be a doctor or a lawyer or, no. If you stay focused, it's going to happen. It really is. But you've got to stay focused on one great idea that you have, and it always works. That's my experience. You are so important. It's your life.
And you have to be willing to crawl on your belly and through the bush and climb the fences. And,
no,
and,
you
and,
want.
and, you have to be.
Yeah,
you gotta love it enough,
Kenny.
and there's got to be the fire's got to be burning enough.
Yeah.
Because it's going to take that. It's going to take that. And the A plan, if it's going to take a tremendous amount of effort and patience and
That's
drive.
Right.
And right.
But
and time.
And
yeah.
Like I said, we all want to be a star. We already, you are right now. Everybody is, and it's going to happen. But you're picking the hardest profession on the planet.
Yeah.
Show business is very difficult. The competition is fierce, but look at two little guys that came from poor families, and boy, we knew that one day, with all the information that we keep gathering in life, that one day we were going to use it all and become, we all have to believe that we're going to become something. We already are, all of you, just to be on this planet, just to wake up every day. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Those are my words. Kenny, I love you so much. You are, we knew we were great friends, but Kenny, I don't know, it might have been about a year or something like that, said to me, do you know what? You're my best friend. And oh my God, that was the most beautiful moment I have ever experienced because I love Kenny so much. You're dealing with creativity that explodes. Kenny, I want to tell everybody something about High School Musical. I was with you in Las Vegas, and you did the opening of the Bellagio Hotel, and you wanted me to come, and it was a big celebration. And you had a beautiful house. You called me and you said, please come to Vegas. I want you to be there on the opening of the hotel. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't the Bellagio, it was the Wynn, right?
There were a few.
No, but wait. But for timing. Okay, but let me finish the story. You'll fill in
Were
the
there
blanks.
fountains? If there were fountains, it was the Bellagio. If
No.
there were no, okay, it was the Wynn.
No fountain. No. It was the Wynn because we both went to the opening of their big show. It was going to open in 3 or 4 weeks, but they wanted us to see a preview of it. Remember? Okay, but you told me I have a beautiful house and I've got all these extra bedrooms. Please come, and I did. And we were getting ready to go to work. You were to go to work because it was the opening of the Wynn Hotel. That's what, definitely. And the phone rang, and you said to me, "Should I get it?" And I said, "Yeah." You know, I was watching your time because you had a big rehearsal. I said, "Yeah, you know, we're only 20 minutes away." And it was the Disney, whatever. And they offered you the
Descendants.
no,
Descendants. Yeah.
no, no,
Okay, what
no.
was it?
I'm sorry. High School Musical.
No, that was High School Musical happened before the Win. It was Descendants. Gary Marsh called me while we were in Vegas for the opening of the Win, and that began my next franchise. He offered me the Descendants
Oh,
franchise.
okay.
Close
Okay.
enough. Close enough.
Well, I mean, come on. You know, I'm 92 years old.
Yeah.
What do you want? I have senior moments, you know, a lot of senior moments. Okay. And you said to me, "Should I do it?" Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I was frightened because when he told me what it was about, it was it was a story about the children of all the heritage characters, and I thought, what a responsibility, to be doing
Yeah.
of Beauty and the Beast
Why are we losing him?
and the Queen, and I thought, boy, I better think this through because I don't want to mess up here. So I was definitely.
But you know what I said to you?
Go back towards your house.
No. Why are you moving around? We lost you. Why do you keep walking around?
Hold on, let's see if he comes back.
Hello? Can they hear me?
No, he
They
cannot hear you until he goes back.
no, can they hear me?
Yeah, everybody else.
Oh, well then I
Yes.
can keep talking. No, let me tell you the rest of the story. He said, it's very complicated. Should I accept it? And I said, "Kenny, it's a job and it's a Disney property. Of course." And so that's how that happened. Did we totally lose him? And we're back. You're just going to have to deal with me we've been on for 50 minutes.
Almost an hour.
Yeah, almost an hour. I got to tell you, while we're waiting for him to come back, everybody out there, next week, I'm a really great friend of mine and a friend of yours too, and a very famous television actor. And during the earthquake in '94, after the earthquake, and I had to rebuild my house because we had to take the whole house down, it all blew up. And he was one of my friends. He was a model at that time. And he was one of my friends that came and rebuilt my house. And you saw him, I think, for 5 years, the biggest hit on television, J.J. Abrams, Lost. Remember Lost? We watched it every single week. Well, Josh Holloway is coming on next week. Don't miss that. Yeah, huge television star. And he's going to tell us, hopefully, about his new show that maybe you don't even know about. Okay, so we totally lost Kenny, right? Have we?
Until he gets to Wi-Fi, I guess so.
Why was he walking around?
I don't know. Nobody had him attached to the house. It's okay.
Okay. Okay, so anyway, well, we've been on for 50 minutes and we could stall another couple of minutes, but I think we had a real interesting Sundays with Sid. And thank you so much, Kenny Ortega, for being on. And thank you, everybody out there, all new people watching me. What do you think? Are you going to come back and watch more? You can see, I've had a lot of really interesting people on, you know. Wow, we can, if we start naming them, it's almost 2 years of all these huge stars.
It is like 2 years of huge stars, because it has been 2 years of huge
and this
stars.
is Kelly for all the new people that are listening.
The mystery voice behind the camera.
Tell your friends to follow me, you know, because we have some really interesting shows. And this was one of the shows that we're going to put way at the top. That was so incredible. And I apologize, it wasn't my fault. It's just technology, you know, and just we have to deal with it. That's Kenny Ortega. Put him on a speaker.
Kenny, we're putting you on speakerphone. We're still on. So Sid saying goodbye to you.
Yeah, Sid, I just wanted to, I'll let you wrap it up. I'm sorry about the internet problem. I have no idea what occurred, but it's so wonderful that we're just at the beginning of a brand new year and that we get to spend this time together. I look forward to the opportunity to be able to be face to face with you someday soon. Wishing you continued good health, happiness, and your greatest adventures ever, my friend. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And thanks to everybody for joining us today. Really meant a lot to me that you would join me for this time with my mentor, friend, and the great legend, Sid Croft.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Kenny. And as soon as we go off, don't go away. I'm going to call you and thank you again in person.
And Kenny,
yeah.
From someone behind the scenes, and you know that I am behind the scenes in a lot of places, and I just want to tell you that every single moment that I have gotten to spend with you, whether it's on the phone or in person, you are just the kindest and nicest and just a ball of joy and light. And I just wanted to tell you that, you know, so many people appreciate you.
That's so meaningful. Thank you so much, Kelly. And you know, I think the world of you. And I look forward to seeing you face to face soon too.
Well, Kelly's like gum on the bottom of your shoe. You can't get it all. Kelly's here a couple of times a day. I love her so much.
We've known each other now 26 going on 27 years.
That's right.
And I am so grateful for that. I am so grateful. You know, I grew up watching your work on television. You were an inspiring figure in my life, and now we share stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
That's right. How about that? I came to your star, but you were out of town when I got mine.
I mean, just to think that life has put me in a place where I'm able to have a conversation like this is just profound and it's deeply amazing. And I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love you. I love you. A big hug.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you, Kenny.
And thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And thank you, everybody. Oh, thank you so much. I'll see you next week. To be continued.